Hello, this is our sound check. Before I forget, there's a brief moment when you go live and it spins a couple extra times and you think, oh no, is it going to work? So hopefully sound is working. I think I've got the right stuff. Okay, sound is good. All right, awesome. Thank you, Bill Joseph. And hello to Bob and Colette, Marjorie, Mike G, Ronnie, good evening. Ruth, I see, Ruth, you've been bestowed the appropriate number 1. Yes, it has been a blustery day here in southern Arizona. Folks will know that Saban and I are in the sort of same wind region, if that makes sense. And hello to Paul. Let's see, did I miss anybody? And Colette. And Bill B, hello. Maureen, welcome. Let's see. All right. I think I got everybody. Oh, hey, Cheryl. And right now I am operating in the realm of time where our humidity is low enough that the evap cooler that is in my little small monk pad of a space, my little casita here, can basically like cool me to the point where I need to put on a hoodie. So I don't know how long that's going to last. As the monsoon comes, we get all this air that comes up from, I guess for your view, comes up from Gulf of Mexico, and we get much moisture air. So welcome to Lynn, and hello to all the people that aren't in chat. This is your Wednesday meditation. My name is Andrew. I'm a certified mindfulness meditation coach. Most folks will know me from being the most times moderator, and sometimes guest host of the Do Nothing Project back when it was hosted on YouTube. So that's it's a wood stick. So that's how you know I'm old. And that's Cicerelli. I've got a few things kind of off to the side here. So a good friend of mine gave me this Lego set for Christmas. So I decided to put that in. And then we've got a little weaving piece of Pachamama and Pachapapa, the creation origin story, I believe, for Peru. Not that we're going to use this necessarily, but how about that? Blow your ears straight out. And the dinosaur, Ruth, by popular demand, made it in there. So yeah, decided to sort of, we'll have newish background here. And then the cage fight with your mind. I was thinking about the folks that ran so I was the ring announcer for Zealot Pro Wrestling. It was an independent wrestling promotion up in Phoenix. The pandemic pretty much shut them down. And then I also ran their ring crew. I assembled the ring, not knowing anything. I taught myself how to use a circular saw to cut the boards for the very first promotion we were doing. And what a wild experience that was. Anyway, so I was the head of the ring crew, self-imposed, I guess, or volunteered because no one else wanted it. And then when the promotion folded, the two folks that ran it, Casey and Sarah, gave me the bell. So I've attached it to my shelving here with some bolts and stuff. So quick little tour. And then I may move around. So outside is actually a nice-ish sort of area. And we'll see how that goes. But I'm not imagining it's going to get much cooler in the next 3 to 4 months, but we'll see here. So I'm in this space for at least 12 months. I signed a 12-month lease. So yeah. Trying to think of anything else. Next week, I will be broadcasting live from Denver, Colorado. So I am going to Denver to do one of my most desired things in all of my life, and that is to learn how to drive a Zamboni. So I'll be in Denver. I have 4 days where they're going to teach us 4 days, 3 hours each day, where they're going to teach us how to operate the ins and outs of operating a Zamboni and ice resurfacing equipment. So yes, Paul, I will deliver on pictures for this. I know in the past I've offered, but so I don't know if Denver sandwiches, if they have Denver sandwiches in Denver, they might just call them sandwiches. But I will see if that comes up and report back. So yeah, so that's a crazy-ish thing. I'll be doing that. And I think that's, and then I'll be on the road with a borrowed Sprinter van, May 10th through the 17th. So whatever the Wednesday is for that May 10th, I'll be broadcasting from somewhere. I don't know exactly where I'll be yet. Somewhere in Oregon and Northern California. Since I work for the AHL, I have this like digital pass that gets me into gets me a standing room only seat into AHL arenas, and so I'm gonna try to use that this year to go see some playoff hockey, since the team that I work for did not make the playoffs. So, all right, so that's a bunch of bonus stuff, but yeah, Saban, the trip in May is a practice run to see if a good friend has offered to let me borrow their Sprinter van. And so I may be in the Sprinter van in June, but I have the ability to broadcast from pretty much anywhere. So so fingers crossed, it should I should be good. So all right. Yes. I keep saying I'm going to write some stuff on Substack, and then I never do, so I won't bother you with that anymore. But sooner or later, I'm going to make good on that. Oh, what is a Sprinter van? So if you search for Sprinter van, it's the delivery style vans that are tall, and a lot of them have four-wheel drive. And well, it makes me I'm leaning very hard into the van life trend. But if you see people that are living out of their vans, which was a Saturday Night Live skit, a threat in a Saturday Night Live skit, ironically becoming a popular thing. But yeah, if you search for that, you'll see it's these Mercedes vans. They're like, oh, here, they're tall this way. And yes, and living in a van down by the river. So I will, if I do in fact park down by the river, I will get pictures of that too. But that is all of the crazy things that are sort of on the docket for the next 2.5 months. As Saban will back me up, if you can find a way to not be in Tucson during the summer, your life is amazing. I think they call it sunbirding. So I have long contemplated. I didn't know it was a thing until recently, but I've long contemplated going and visiting Silver City in New Mexico, because it's like at a mile elevation, and it's much cooler in the summer times, and like kind of going back and forth between that. Apparently, that's like a thing that a lot of people do. I learned that in my art class on Sunday, because somebody was like, yeah, I have a house in Silver City, and I'd been doing that for 20 years. So, okay. So Silver City is your escape as well. So yeah. So, okay. I have said a lot of things, but what I want to point out is, you've heard it already. I have found the fancy bell, and I have found the striker to invite said bell, so we don't have to use the inner fight bell here. And so that is, we're going to do a 25-minute sit. I think I told you who I am. Hopefully I did. Hold on, let's turn on my do not disturb. And then I think that this is my one thing that I didn't grab. But yeah, so thanks for being here. Thanks for the extra people being here. We got 2 or 3 extra folks. Thank you for the thumbs up. I've noticed that I'm getting recommended a little bit more in random places. My view counts are a little bit higher than usual. So thank you for that. All right. So we have 25 minutes on the clock. We're going to sit for 25 minutes. And then today we're going to just do nothing the whole time. So it'll be super light guidance. We'll set up the beginning. So we'll establish our posture. We'll kind of check in on what's going on, and then we'll have a few deliberate breaths. And then that'll be maybe 3 minutes. I usually kind of draw out that settling part at the beginning to be about 2.5 to 3 minutes when I'm guiding. And then for the rest of it, we're going to do nothing. So I might chime in with a thought, or if I'm experiencing something and I'll think, oh, hey, that might be something that all y'all would like to know about, I may offer a prompt along the way. But yeah, I thought we would do nothing. I think there's a high possibility we'll go back to the deck in May. So that's a thought. Can't remember who, but somebody asked me if we would do the deck in this summer, and so I thought, well, why not do it in May? So so we have done it relatively recently, but I think that might be a thing, so we can try that out. And yeah, so okay, if you haven't already, see if you can arrange yourself so that you can sit and be mostly still for the next 25 minutes. All right. And I will invite the bell. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking time for yourself. All right, let's do this. All right. I forgot to mention that I did move the clock, so it's a little further away from the Wabi Sabi clock is a little further away from the microphone today. So if you're noticing that, that's part of that difference there. All right, well, let's begin with establishing our posture. So I will focus on the seated posture, either in a chair, on a bench, or a cushion. We're endeavoring for an upright without being uptight posture, allowing the natural curvature of the spine. If you're standing, lying down, or walking, I'll trust that you can adjust my guidance. And then taking an inner weather report. So what is it like right now? So maybe your fridge just turned off like my fridge just did. Maybe you're just sort of feeling frazzled for no real reason, or maybe you realize this is the first time you've really stopped moving in the entire day. So we're just checking what we're bringing into the sit. We're not trying to modify or change anything. And then a few deliberate breaths. Slow and low is the tempo we're going for. Breathing in through the nose allows us to slow that breath down, sinking low into the belly. And as the inhale turns around and becomes the exhale, seeing if we can extend it. And these breaths are usually the trigger to my body kind of having this physiological reaction of like, oh, we're going to meditate. So, our technique for today is do nothing. Our focus range is either nothing or everything, depending on how you want to define it. And our instructions are to notice any intention to control our attention and letting go of it. And then, if you have a habit of counting your breaths or any particular practice, you may notice that the mind body complex just sort of spontaneously starts doing the thing that you're used to doing. And then, if you notice that the mind is trying to micromanage things and control your attention, just letting that go. So, here we are. Do nothing. And so if you feel like you're holding yourself really rigid, or you've got an itch and you're avoiding scratching it, so you can lean into the holding back for a while if you want, and then just be kind. So I'm just gonna shift a bit, itch, and then restore back to stillness. Sometimes the hardest thing about do nothing is balancing when to reset. So since we're doing nothing, it feels like there isn't an opportunity, like when you've noticed that you're focused on the body and you are drawn away by sounds, it's really clear that you're sort of out of your focus range. And with do nothing, that's a little bit different. So feel free to create points where you can resume, or reset points overall. I'll invite the bell to signal the end of our sit. Thank you for your practice. Thank you for making time to be here. Thank you for making time to watch the recording if you're watching the recording. And I'll quick dedicate the merit. May the fruits of our practice be for the benefit of all beings. May our actions be for the benefit of all beings. This is always embarrassing as a meditation coach. I've been like basically meditating for like 8 minutes a day the last like maybe 3 or 4 days just to start to build my momentum. Because I was having a bunch of gaps, all the change and moving and everything else. I wasn't finding time for myself as far as sitting. So happens to even the people who know better. So this was great to have a long sit together with all of you. I definitely complete the sit with that idea of like, oh yeah, this is what I need to do. I need to do more of this. So, and you can have that feeling and not to sit at the same time, right? That's the funny thing about that. So, and then plug, yes. And so, so to put my money where my mouth is, I think I'm hoping to be at Brooks tomorrow. Brookmeditates.com. I think that's it. And so there's a gathering of nerds that down on the University Boulevard here, and I live really close to it now. That meets right around that time. But I think I can go potentially either go early or go after. So there's that. But yeah, I don't have any news or anything else, which actually is a moderate relief to say. And then I gave you like a rundown on like what's going on for the next couple bit. So yeah. So thanks everyone for being here. Yeah, thanks for being meditation friends. I really appreciate that. All right. We'll see you.